Hello everyone, it's Andy's Free Guitar Chart Videos here. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers and my Facebook group friends. And we're going to be looking today at, again, it's chart 254, string shapes, builds, and circles with subs. Everything has a plurality to it, a pluralness. So I've worked on the chart once again and improved it, and this often happens after the lesson, the first lesson on the chart. I don't particularly have the need to compare the older chart to the new one. I can tell you what it has. Aside from I replaced the cage ladder over here, or the pattern stack that I had over here, with one that might be a little easier to read, to look at. Although if we wanted to really discuss this thing, I would have to make a big copy of it right here and just bring it out right here and stretch it a little bit so it's not doesn't look like it's in a certain area of the guitar where the notes stretch down. It's anywhere. And as you see, we have this pattern stack, okay, and this is all P4 tuning, which means there's no tuning third. So it would just be like, if we have Mr. Capo on here, that's what it would sound like. Instead it's, okay, so that means the top two strings starting from the B string and then going to the top E string are a third down. So if you have two strings that are the same, there's still a fourth in between those top two. Okay, so all we do is we move the pattern over to over one fret at that point. So if we started down here with the E, okay, so we want, if we were in the key of C, the low E is the 3, and the A is the 6th, and the D is the 2 of the next octave up, or the first C octave there, and the G is the 5, and the root is, of course, the second octave, okay, and the E becomes the third again. There's your third, okay, but that third is going off to the left. We're going to bring these two strings over again. We're actually not going to get the perfect fourth between the fifth and the root there. So at that point, everything, and I mean everything, is going to move over there from there. Okay, so let's, first we're going to estimate where it's at, and then we're going to adjust in the graphics program that I have here. So this is more or less what it looks like. And then of course we don't need all these strings up here because we only have a 6-string instrument, and we're left with the C box, essentially the C box. So now we've got 3, 6, 2, 5, 7, and here's the root, and here's our fourth. Okay, I know it sounds bad. So that's the way the pattern stack works. And the interesting thing about the pattern stack is, so no matter where we start, if we just go up 6 strings and then warp over, we can get ourselves another, let me get a the D box going here. We can get ourselves another cage representation of, let's say, the D box there. So we're going to go from the 2 to the 2 now. Okay, so it'll just bring this down somewhere here and estimate where that's going to be, and then make sure we get it right. Once I have the cut piece of the fretboard off, we're not going to be looking at the bottom S2C anymore because it's no string, no play. We're not going to be looking at anything higher than the top string, which is a duplicate of the bottom string. And now we're looking at our tripentatonic D, G, A box. Okay, they're all tripentatonics in my fretboards. So, you know, there we have it. That's how we get the D box with the D shaped up here on the top here. You'll see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Okay, we made a mistake here. We'll fix that mistake. Sorry about that. For some reason we didn't warp over the D box. It's kind of a holiday. It's Veterans Day, and there we go. There's our D box. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2 is one of our the S3D right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2 in the pattern stack, and then 3, 4, 5. We have an S2C there, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root S2C, but it's going to hit that warp now because we want that to be the perfect fourth right there. So 5 to root is the perfect fourth. Okay, and that's how we get our D shape, and that's how all that works. Okay, so just a little background before we get into the interesting stuff. So here we have this pattern stack. Okay, and it's important to realize that we have some interesting stuff that we could look at a little closer, and then we'll be done with the corner show. Okay, so over here we have our pattern stack. We have an S2C here. It's just the string shape, C string shape, the G string shape. Okay, and then we can look at an S5G. That's just 5 strings starting from the G, which is G, D, A, E, C. So that S5G would be like, here, let's take Mr. Capo off because I like the strings to be able to, you know, do their thing. So in a G-shaped C up here, okay, now we can use Mr. Capo. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, that's our G-shaped C up there. We simply move the G shape up that many frets. Okay, if we want to play that S5G diatonically, okay, it could be looked at as a minor scale, but we're just going to look at it as a diatonic scale in the G shape box. Okay, so it's really a G caged diatonic scale. So that would be our S5G right there. Okay, and then we could look at an S3D in the same pattern, the hybrid pattern stack. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. But we'd probably want to play that instead of up here. We probably want to play it down here. I'd play it down here.